Hi, I'm Natalie and this is James, and welcome aboard our floating home, Zephyr. Over the past 5 years, we've been on an incredible journey sailing around the world, accompanied by our two trusty dog crew members, Flint and Kira. Join us every Friday for a new video documenting our adventures. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the journey. Alright everybody, we have left the marina. It is -5 right now. It's very, very cold. And we have no heat on the boat going forward, so from now onwards it's back to braving the cold, and we'll just have to see how we go here because we're really feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we're only going to do a kind of shortish hop today, 40 nautical miles to Beaufort or Moorhead City area. So that's what's in store today. Very chill.
Well, as you can see, we brought the sail right back in. Unfortunately, because we're so close to land and the way we need to go down the ICW, we couldn't pinch enough on the wind angle, and it was just too close to 180, so the sail kept going back and forth. So we'll just wait until we get around the corner more and we can put it back out again. But for now, look at this kitty.
His is falling over. There we go.
He looks so cute. And we got Lulu's here. Oh,
Frozen.
oh,
It is so cold. Oh.
this is not the sailing we signed up for. This is so cold. Oh.
Daylight on the horizon, shining back at me, makes me think of my baby coming home to me. Down the riverside flowing, knowing she's still there. I can't see where she's going, but I hope it's near. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's trying. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from my...
So what's happened, babe?
Well, I'm in reverse on the ICW, which tells you there's definitely something wrong. There's a barge pulling about, God, it's gotta be 300 feet worth of like, it's like looks like the piping they used to do all the dredging in the ICW. And they said for us to hold position because they're gonna flip the piping around. Well, when they went to make their turn, I think they got it stuck on the shoreline. And now another boat that was trying to push it, looks like it's stuck up on top of the pipe. So now they got a third boat in. And essentially the whole ICW is blocked as a result.
Yeah, let me show you. Well, they've managed to get off, but now they're not really giving us any direction on what we can do. And it seems like there's maybe a big barge coming from the other side. I don't know. They were pretty quick to get it sorted.
Reasonably, yeah.
But they did block the whole ICW.
So we got water temp, only 5 degrees. And it's so cold out, look. Oh, the water's all frozen for the dogs. Some spilt, we got ice. And we're slowly moving along. But it's a beautiful day. That's wrapped up like a mummy over here. Give us a wave, prayer. Oh my gosh. got about 40 miles. At least it's beautifully sunny.
As night begins to fall, we decide to pull into a marina in Beaufort, seeking shelter from the freezing temperatures expected overnight. However, as we approach, it's clear this marina will present its own challenges. We initially attempt to enter bow first, but the current is unforgiving, sweeping our bow off course with surprising force. A bow thruster would have been a game changer in this situation.
Well, we made it in. It wasn't the most graceful entrance into a marina slip we've ever had. We had quite a lot working against us. We knew where the wind was going to be against us, but there's actually quite a bit of current that was pushing us away from the slip, which we couldn't feel until we actually moved into the fairway between the two sets of docks. So when we tried to go bow in, we just got dragged right past. And then I tried to turn around, but the gap between the two sets of docks with all the boats already in, I mean, I probably only had a couple of feet past the stern and the bow, so really, really tight. So in the end, Nat, like she always does, jumped to it and flipped all the lines and the fenders to the other side. And we came in stern too, which was really difficult because of the way we were facing, because my prop walk was to the opposite way, which meant we kind of sort of did a Austin Powers our way in. Luckily we had this really cool guy on the dock that helped us out, but Mike, he's on a nice Naughty Tech 40. We love those boats. But we got in. You know, it doesn't always have to look pretty, but as long as you get in safely and you don't hit another boat other than your own, it's all good. So, but we're in, we got the power on. The heater is on. Oh my goodness. We had no plans to go into marina tonight. We're gonna go to Anchor, but they're calling for like -4 or whatever tonight. And we were actually a little bit worried about maybe some water lines freezing on the boat or something like that. So yeah, we bit the bullet and decided to come into marina tonight. And so yeah, so for the boat, for the dogs, for us, so you know, we'll have a more comfortable night tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow we got a big day where we're gonna go be on the water for about 12 hours. We're gonna go outside all the way to Wrightsville. That's the plan. We'll see how the weather pans out in the morning when we wake up. But for now, we're gonna walk the dogs, make some food, and settle down. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.
All right, we are on our way again. We had a night in the marina, and I think we needed it because it was so cold last night. I think it got down to -5, so which for Canadians and people in Maine and that isn't that crazy cold right now. And Kansas, I thought there was a ton of snow, but it's cold when you've got no heating on a boat. So we decided to go in very last minute, like 20 minutes before arriving to the anchorage or the marina. So we made the call, went in, spent a pretty warm night, and now we're up this morning. We were up at 6 a.m. just getting the boat ready to sail, because we're going to go out of the inlet here at Beaufort, North Carolina, and then we're going to sail to Wrightsville. So I think it's only about 50 nautical miles. No, 60 maybe. The point, we would stay out longer and just keep going, but the wind switches on us as we're out there, so we're going to have to come back into Wrightsville. Otherwise we would just keep going south, but unfortunately we can't do that. So I think we'll come back into Wrightsville and the next day do a bit of the ICW to Southport, and then we'll leave from Southport once the wind switches in our favor again in 2 days. So that's the plan. All right guys, I will leave you with the beautiful sights of Beaufort here. And that's where our good fortune ends for this trip, because from now onwards we end up spending the rest of our passage doing this and limping our way into Wrightsville, North Carolina.
And it is not good news today. Well, it hasn't been good news for about 2 days. We left New Bern, we're on the way, heading south, and we've got a pretty major issue. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the most severe issue we've ever had on Zephyr, I think. I don't know, it's up there. So what's going on? Well, we're taking water on, but essentially it's something called a volval shaft seal. Now, it's a rubber seal that goes around the prop shaft on the exit that the prop shaft takes out of the boat. And this sort of boot or rubber seal that goes around the prop shaft is also fed water as well from the raw water intake. And as those seals get older, they start to leak. And ours dripped a little bit from time to time, but not much, nothing to ever be concerned about, just a drop here or there. I think the seal is about 8 years old, maybe a little bit older. It could be the original, I am not too sure. We were motoring, and all of a sudden we noticed at the low point in our engine compartment, we had probably about 3 inches of seawater, which is a lot. It's a lot of water. And you know, immediately we tried to figure out where it was coming from. We did all the searches, checked all the usual spots, and in the end we worked out it was coming from the shaft seal. So we bailed it all out. We looked at how bad it was dripping. Essentially it's like a slow stream out of the boot, and it fills up, and obviously it works its way forward to the low point in the engine bay. Now, to resolve this issue, we have to haul the boat out. There's no two ways about it. Essentially, the procedure is they have to haul the boat out. They will disconnect the prop shaft from the transmission. It's like 4 or 5 bolts. And then they will slide the prop shaft back. They can unbolt the boot, slide the boot off the prop shaft, slide the new boot on, reattach it, do the tests, all the alignment, that kind of stuff, and do a sea trial, make sure it doesn't leak. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So what we're doing now is we were in Wrightsville Beach. We have left Wrightsville Beach. We have spoke to Zimmerman's Marina just south of Southport. I think it's called Holden Beach. They are going to order us the part. They're going to haul us out, do an emergency haul out, and hopefully get us all fixed and in the water within a couple days. And it's going to be a really, really expensive job. The part's not expensive. It's like less than $200. But it's all labor. All labor. It's like $100 an hour. It's probably 10 to 15 hours worth of work. So, yeah, kind of sucks. I'm really mad at myself. I didn't find it earlier. Nat and I have some suspicions that when I change the engine mounts, possibly the alignment of the shaft inside the boot might have, you know, instigated this leak. We'll keep you updated. Essentially what we're doing now is every like half an hour we're bailing water out because we just don't want the water collecting in the engine bay. We've got about 4 hours to go till we get to the marina. Once we're sitting and we're still, the water kind of fills up and then it hits a static spot. It's when we're motoring and the prop shaft is spinning, it spits more volume of water out. So we're gonna go into the marina for tonight. I don't think they'll haul us tomorrow. I think they'll haul us the next day. Just while we wait for the part. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're rushing to get to Zimmerman's right now, and we're bailing water out as we go. So wish us luck, and we'll keep you updated as we go here along the way.
The following day, it's straight into the slings and an emergency haul out for Zephyr. Package has arrived.
Oh yeah.
And earlier.
So for the first time we used next day shipping, and it literally came less than a day.
Nice.
So, UPS. Nice.
Yeah.
There it is.
So So tiny, yet cause so many problems.
Oh, no, she's good.
Oh,
There
she
you
is.
go.
So that's what...
That's the Volvo shaft seal.
Nice.
So what's happening is it's dripping out of here like that and streaming down.
Yeah.
So, and in here, there's these little carbon
Ribs almost.
Yeah, it's like a carbon seal. So then you have a lip seal here.
What's that orange thing?
I think this goes around the shaft, so when you go to slide it on, it doesn't damage it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you take it off, and then you have some clamp, $160 looks like.
Crazy.
Isn't it?
Could have done that with a 3D printer.
All right, I'll take this down to... Can I take this down? We got Steve. He's undoing the coupling. So what that is, it's a flat plate on the end of the prop shaft, and there's a flat plate on the transmission, and they basically bolt together. So when the transmission spins the propeller. He's unbolting that so that he can move the prop shaft back to remove the old one of these, put the new one on. All right, so Steve's making very quick work. He's already got the coupling off. As you can see, he's spraying some... He got the bolts off. Sorry, he hasn't taken the coupling off. I should be clear. The coupling is right there. But he's unbolted the coupling from the transmission. And he basically needs to remove the coupling. So inside of this coupling is a bolt which holds it on. And that's what Steve needs to remove before he can slide that boot off. A few of you that commented when I changed the engine mounts were talking about alignment. So when they put these two items back together, the coupling to the transmission, they will check the alignment and the balance of the engine and the prop shaft alignment with the transmission. They're going to do everything. So these guys over here at Zimmerman Marine and the magic man Steve here is going to make sure all of that is perfect.
While Steve is inside working on getting the coupling off, James and I head down and take care of changing out the anodes. Changing out the sacrificial anodes on our boat is a small task, but an incredibly important one, especially when one is completely corroded off and the other is barely hanging on. Keeping them in check is a key way to protecting the boat from corrosion and ensuring everything runs smoothly.
Corroded, that is. I mean, I just tapped it and it pretty much fell apart. And like, for example, a fresh zinc, although this is the end one, you can see what the difference is. But that is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to fall apart like that because that corrodes as opposed to the propeller shaft and the propeller. So they're doing their job. All right, well, Steve the magician has got the coupling off of the prop shaft. I'll take you down in a second and show you that. I just wanted to take the opportunity to show you. He's taking the old Volvo shaft seal off. So the concerned area of what has worn away is just inside here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's a bunch of lips like that are staggered in that area. And the ones in here are just totally flattened. Like they're totally flattened down. They're just completely worn away. I'll take you down and I'll show you the prop shaft where they got the coupling off. We come in here. There you go. You can see he's got the coupling off. And he's already taken the old boot off. Was quite the battle for Steve. That thing was pretty seized on there. It's a tapered prop shaft, so the coupling is actually pressed on, and then there's a bolt that obviously helps keep it compressed on. Small split pin that obviously keeps it locked in place. And I guess, you know, it's been on there since the boat was brand new. So what's that, 14 years? It's obviously gotten wet a couple times. So yeah, she was on there pretty good. He had to get the massive hydraulic machinery to pop it. I think he ended up going for like the largest tool he had, but it obviously worked, so super happy about that. The coupling that was on there, we've decided to replace it. The main reason is the surface of the coupling that meets the transmission was pitted and it had some corrosion on it. And when you put those back together and they do all the alignment of the engine, the transmission to the prop shaft, if they don't meet absolutely perfect, when they go to do that alignment and they use these little shims to check all around to make sure the spacing is perfect, you're not going to get a very exact alignment because of all that pitting and corrosion on the coupling for the prop shaft. So that's why we ordered a new one. It was a last second decision, but I think a wise one. And also inside the coupling is there's this ring that matches up with the one on the transmission, and it had some worn area to it. So just time to replace it. It's not an expensive part. I think it was about $100. You know, I can't remember exactly, but around there. So worth it for the change. But anyways, you can hear the dogs are going nuts. Steve's coming back to the boat, so let's find out what's up. Oh, the propeller? Yep. Okay.
Now that tells you right there. Alright, see how far off we are?
Just move your hand for a second. Oh yeah, we ain't even close.
You ain't even
That's
close.
Like a half an inch almost.
We gotta come way up.
But I guess it's important too that we come up at the same
well,
angle
now what
as the
we're
shaft,
gonna do
right?
is see, we don't know about side to side or anything right yet.
Just gotta get height, right?
We gotta get height to start with.
Well, we got plenty.
Go 3 on yours on the back.
3 on the back.
3
Okay.
Three full on the back.
Okay. So now
I'm just gonna stick it in there and see which one will go for right now.
So now that we got it really close, Steven's gonna use some feeler gauges that are gonna go in between those two.
And I can see right through it, so I know it's not really.
The ultimate goal is 4/1000ths of an inch, is that right?
Yep.
If you'd like to be a part of the journey and become a patron, go to the link you see here on the screen. Another way you can support us is by hitting that subscribe button.